Firewall D is a different type of firewall. It's really an enhancement, or I guess maybe you can think of it as the next generation firewall for IP tables. What we have with Firewall D is perhaps a simpler way of administering your firewall, but it also provides the ability to better handle mobile systems. Now, when IP tables was first developed, we didn't have the kind of roaming that we have now. So you've got laptops that are all over the place that are connecting to multiple networks. IP tables isn't really designed to be able to easily handle lots of different rules. And so what we end up with is a lot of different rules that may only apply in certain cases, or you may have a number of different rule sets that you have to constantly load and reload. That's fixed with Firewall D. What Firewall D gives us is the ability to have multiple zones. And we will look at the different zones a little bit later on. But what we get with zones is really the ability to cluster a group of firewall rules so that those rules apply to specific situations. So you would have a public zone, for example, or a private zone, or you may have a home zone. Using this firewall command tool, I can check the state of the firewall, which tells me that it's running. I can get a list of the zones. So here I've got block, DMZ, drop, external, home, internal, public, trusted, and work. Now, there are a lot of other capabilities that we get with Firewall D. Let's just talk about what Firewall D gets us is the ability to have collections of rules that are more easily applied and make more sense because I can name them in ways with these zones that apply very easily to the situation that I'm in. So the home zone makes perfect sense to me, right? Public zone, well, that's if we're down at your neighborhood coffee shop or at an airport where there's shared Wi-Fi. Firewall D is the default firewall on Red Hat servers, but it's also something you can put on Ubuntu servers and other Linux distributions as well. So I happen to be running it here on an Ubuntu system. It doesn't come installed by default. You actually have to go install it, and you can uninstall the uncomplicated firewall in order to install Firewall D on an Ubuntu system. But we'll talk more about zones and services coming up in subsequent lessons.